Whitehead. Here. Steve Brave.
Here.
Stanley Woodeneye.
Oh.
Vanessa Red Hawk Thompson.
Here.
Michael Lunderman.
Here.
Fremont Fallis. Tennille Blackfeather.
Here.
Bill Marshall.
Here.
Wayne Frederick. Eileen Shaw. Martha Blue Thunder. Sherry Wright Plank. Norman Running Sr.
Oh.
Pamela Kilsenwater. Raymond Troigo.
Here.
Dara Ayat. Donna Hollowhorn Bear.
Here.
White Spotted Tail.
Oh.
$14.
We have the forum. Martha, could you lead us in a prayer?
RST Council Administration Mitakuyapi. Tungasla Kantraka ke ampetu Elohina simpi. Omaniti wa nglustan tacha tungasla. E tam taku wang lakin kupi e tungasla. Mitakuye tona mazarajana ish tiptel. Enagna washicho tiechak chekpa punkartungasla. And now we chose any walk you want like we chakuye. Namitakuye tuktekti laki prapon katrunkashila. Wang like walks up every chakuye trunkashila, or her chemitakuyasi.
Hey ha yo hey yo hey ha yo hey yo ho hey ha yo yellow hey yellow oh gosh la ya pe kawa pa ke na oh hey ha ke smi lai na ji hello hey hey yo fate wa oya teke haya we chi cha bi cha cha le cha mu lo yo ai lo.
Thank you, Pete. Council, I guess we can get into our agenda today. I'll start with the officer's report. So for that, I think President Herman's travel had a delay, so that's why he's not here today. So we'll get started with our report here. My office back there, the request for assistance slowed in toward the end of August. The reason it slowed is because the ARPA checks were out. So I didn't have a lot of requests for assistance at the end of the month, but ARPA must be gone or spent because we're starting to get calls back that we normally get. One of the larger expenditures for the month of August was we've done a lot of tribal IDs. One day we done 22 of them in just one day. And those were needed, I guess, for the ARPA. People were picking those up, getting those, we ran all those through and got them taken care of. I think I was called in for 3 committee meetings to make the quorum. Always like to do that. I like to be called in if needed and make the quorum so we can move stuff out of committee that way and move it on in here to you, the council. So I don't. In the committee meetings, I usually just come in and make the quorum and I vote. I don't bring any motions or bring any agenda with me. I just make the quorum and I'm there for the committee so we can do the business and bring it on in here. I got with the people back in finance, the monitor, and Brenda, who's the accountant back there, and I wanted to see how we had finished out the year with our budget, and we finished it without going in the red. We stayed within what was allocated for us. We did have to move some line items around throughout the year. We did do that, but as far as staying within the budgeted amount, we stayed with that, within those bounds. I try to treat that budget that I have like I do my household budget. Always try to have a little bit left over each month, and there's only so much you can spend. When you reach that point, that's it. You can't spend any more till the next month. So that I try to run that just like I do my budget at the house. And we had a successful year with that, so that's about all I have. I guess we start fiscal year on the 1st, so we'll start a new year. But does anybody have any thoughts or questions or anything of my office? That is all I have for August. We need a motion to accept my report. Micah, Steve, and Ray. Ray. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Eileen?
Yes.
Dwight?
Oh,
Tennille?
Yes.
Donna?
yes.
14,
Opposed?
0,
Not voting?
1.
Okay, secretary?
For my report is the August minutes.
We're doing the officer's report there. The secretary's doing her report now. Keith, would you call and see if anybody from the Bureau can come over for their report? Dean was here yesterday. He was going to do it, but we didn't get to it.
If there's no, audio online. It's because we're not cooking.
Because I was talking. Someone wants to read out loud.
After White just messaging and so did I.
Chairman, did we do the excuses?
Pardon me?
Excuses for the reps, or did you not hear?
We just have one and that was for, he was approved yesterday, Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Like today,
Just let me know if I can do that. Council, how do those minutes look? Correct? Did Nicole do good or not?
I know, I'm still reading.
Council, when you're okay with the minutes, we'll need a motion to approve them.
Would have been here earlier, but Lisa made me stand outside with her.
Did she make you stay out there and smoke?
Yeah.
On the 29th? On the 29th?
Those of you that just come in, we're on the secretary's report right now.
Chairman, this is Donna. I'll move to accept the secretary's report. We got it last week in our emails. Thank you. There's no objection.
Okay, Donna has moved to approve. Is there a second? Lisa? Ray, question All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Eileen?
Yes.
Dwight?
No.
Daniil? Donna?
Yes.
17. Huh? Janelle, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Nicole, you have anything? We're not advertising for anything, any committees, nothing, huh?
There's 3, our social services. SWA, Tecro.
Still advertising.
We haven't got any.
Sure.
That one's on it too, yeah, judiciary, Tecro, social services, and SWA one. Everything else.
Economic development, I know Steve stepped down, but he's still on the chair. I'm not sure if we, not sure if we, see anything. I don't think.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Chairman,
Yes, Donna?
I'd like to thank them for, moving forward for the Halloween for the children. That's gonna be something for them and they're looking forward to it. Thank you.
I didn't hear that.
Moving forward for the training for your activities for Halloween. She said thank you. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so we're waiting.
Good over that.
Communities. And I right now, I just only know what not you communities.
Okay. All right. Somebody from the Bureau is on their way over for their report and also IHS, so we can move along, I guess. Is there any community? Lisa?
Good morning, Council Administration. Before we leave the Secretary report, have you had any chance to update the Law and Order Code with all the amendments?
Linda's working on that right now.
Okay.
For the truancy part.
And then I know that we had SGU a couple months ago were supposed to come and give their report to us and apparently they weren't notified. Was there any thoughts on having them come back again? Or I know President Herman had sent a letter out a while ago and nobody showed up on that day, so.
Maybe we can have him follow up on that if you'd like. Is there any community business we could take care of till the Bureau gets here? Ray?
I had a resolution from my community on Brianne's making copies, but it was just regarding the fair and taking it back to committees rather than a fair manager. So I know that was discussed already, so I don't know if we should pass it or what, but
Okay.
as soon as Brianne gets the copies.
All right, we'll take a look at it. Thank you, Ray.
I could give a.
Rima?
Yeah, Chairman, I talked to you about this one individual from the community. Could you discuss that with Mr. Herman when?
I didn't get a chance to. I thought he was going to be here this morning, but his travel got delayed, so.
Okay, so I could just let her know that they're gonna call her?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have him call her.
All right.
I know we did have that discussion in Budget and Finance about returning to the committee structure for Rosebud Fair. We did discuss possibly start advertising for those committees on October 1st. I don't know if that's something that this body can probably move on today, if you want to go ahead and authorize that and we can start getting that together. Because I think the sooner that we get the committee structure in place, the more that they can prepare for next year's council or fair. So, if that's something that we want to do, I could probably make that motion now.
Is that what this, community resolution is?
Yeah.
Why don't we see how that works out, Lisa? And if that passes, then it's done. Yes, sure.
Does that mean that we would need to, amend the ordinance? 8803?
The ordinance already says that there are committees available in there. So, you can pull it out. You have it with you? The fair ordinance?
Yeah.
And there's a section in there that already states that we can, that it didn't abolish the committee structure and it's still listed in there. And, I don't have my ordinance book with me right now, but
We
Pam
shouldn't have,
does.
we shouldn't have to do anything with the ordinance then, right?
We'll just take a real quick look here.
Pam?
Yeah, good morning, council administration. There was a, change that, during our budget and finance meeting, if you remember, Madam Chair, on budget and finance regarding, the section under the fair manager. There's something that, Councilman Eagleberry had wanted, we cited here, be amended and cited there, you can make it up.
At budget and finance, we also discussed, we need to set some time aside here so that the fair manager could come and do a report on this last year's fair, including any incidences, all the events and the expenditures.
Do we know if that's done, Lisa?
I don't know. We made a motion on a budget and finance, but I don't know if that was followed through with that, maybe.
I think I even made that motion here on the council floor.
Yeah.
So it's a, kind of mad. What I said yesterday. My house. For the record. For the record.
Ray?
Yeah, so, have this resolution, I created it, we get a number and. put it up for
Okay,
discussion.
it'll need a number.
275.
275.
Motion to approve resolution 22-275.
Emergency, right?
Emergency. These come under emergency when they're under.
No, the communities just come right on. Ray has moved, who's second? Jordan?
Question.
Okay, I'll start at the fourth whereas the St. Francis Community recommends that the original fair board be reestablished in order to provide the guidance for conducting the annual Rosebud Sioux Tribal Fair, and whereas there's a need to have an orderly planning effort to provide for the conduct of each year's fair, there's a need to have a separate subcommittees to allow for input and make the recommendations for the important parts of the fair, which are the Wachipi Rodeo, special events, budget, and finance. And whereas the original Rosebud Fair Ordinance 88-03 needs to be reviewed and updated to incorporate current needs and processes for the planning and conduct of each annual fair. And whereas it is important to provide education while the Rosebud Sioux tribe holds the event each year, it is an important part of the cultural and historical history of the tribe. And therefore be it resolved, the Rosebud Sioux Tribal Council approves and adopts the recommendation of the St. Francis community. And therefore be it resolved, the Rosebud Sioux Tribal Council hereby authorizes the tribal president or the designated official to sign and execute all applications and all documents thereof.
Okay, discussion.
Thank you.
Yes.
Before we vote, can we look at the original ordinance? Because
Sure.
what we have is the amended ordinance. And, like Lisa said, this amended ordinance does have a space in there for, committees now. And I believe that this ordinance was adopted because the fair board consists of 5 members. And it's the tribal president, vice president, tribal secretary, treasurer, and RST budget and finance chair.
Yeah.
And I believe that was put in place to try and save the tribe some money. But if we could, before we vote,
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, I was gonna say, I had the original too, and Brianne went to go make copies, so.
Okay, we'll look at
We
that.
had a discussion in budget finance on that fair board committee too. I know one thing that came up was that it only took 3 to constitute a quorum. So a lot of times I wasn't involved in a lot of the fair board meetings that went on, and I don't think that they had to give proper notice. It was just kind of like an emergency basis. So as bids were coming in that needed to be open, they would throw together a quick meeting and then approve them. So we didn't, it wasn't really notified on who the bids were or who was approved. And then afterward, I would get the minutes. The 8803. Madam Secretary. On that 8803.
Yeah,
Does everybody need a copy of that?
ask the office to bring copies.
Before this past year, the committees used to always have their meetings, and then they bring everything to the big fair board for approval. It was that way for many years. Vermont?
Yeah, Chairman, why is it so out of hand? I mean, to begin with, that was supposed to be a victory celebration of the Little Bighorn battle. Now it's all
Switch to mud races. Changing over the years, I guess.
I'd like to just say that, like Fremont said, that it's a celebration for our ancestors. And they always say that it's sacred above and sacred below. And so I do believe we should get back to committee and we should gear events toward our health and well-being. We are going a little toward events that aren't very, I don't know, they're fun indeed, but we could do some, teepee raising. We could do a lot more. And so I think this is a good idea. And I really think that in order for our people to feel better about themselves, we have to do better. So thank you.
Discussing.
You go make copies. I have the financials.
Sure.